Good morning, friends. This morning session is dedicated to class 7 to 10, and we are discussing determiners. First of all, you may ask the question, sir, what are determiners? Well, determiners are the words which modify noun or which fix meaning to a given noun. They are also known as fixing words. Determiners determine the place of a noun in a sentence. They also modify the meaning of noun. They are also called fixing words. So there are various characteristics of a determiner. Ask what are they? A determiner may determine or fix the place, person or thing. A determiner may identify two or more persons or things. A determiner may precede numeral or objectives. A determiner may indicate a quantity or an amount. Then the question asks, sir, let us identify some of the determiners. See, determiners can be A and D. That means articles are also determiners. A and D, of course, A and D are used before countable noun, and the is used specifically before a noun which is already referred. There are various uses of noun, like there are various uses of the. The is also used before, superlative degree of adjective, like the best book I have read, the best novel is in the market, like he's the best, boy in the class. Similarly, the is also used before the name of newspaper, the Times of India, the Hindustan Times, the Illustrated Weekly. Similarly, the is also used before the name of big rivers and oceans, like the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, the Ganges, the Bagmati, and all the big rivers. Then the is also used before a group of mountains, like the Himalayas, then also before the name of nations, like the United Nations, the People's Republic of China, like that. The is also used before a common noun which when it classifies, a whole class of noun, like the Hindu, the Muslim, the Christians, name of the community, name of the religion, the Hinduism, like that. So there is also before a great book like the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Bible, the Gita, the Quran. So now, going through the classification of determiners, we can come across determiners are the first kind of determiners are articles and the second, the demonstratives, demonstrative adjectives like this, that, these, those. Almost all determiners are used as adjectives. So the second class of determiners are demonstratives, adjectives like this, that, these, those. These and that, of course, these and those are very commonly used with noun. Then the quantifiers. Quantifiers are the words which tell us either the quantity or the number of the noun. They also qualify the noun that they follows. They are of different kinds. Definite quantifiers like 1 to 300, they are definite number. Then indefinite, like some, many, much more, a few, a little, all, several, most, they are called indefinite determiners. Then distributives, each, every, all, either, neither. Then difference, another, other. Then comparative, more, less, fewer. Then comes the fourth categories of determiner. They are called possessive, like my, your, his, her. But the basic thing is that the use of determiners. Let us know some of the typical use of determiners. First of all, you may ask, sir, what is the difference between the use of much and many? Much is always used before uncountable noun, like much of milk is wasted, much of water is wasted. When we allow the tap to remain open, much of water is wasted. Much of milk goes, or comes from, Gujarat, like Anand Dairy. Much of milk is consumed by India. Much of, water is, used in irrigation. So uncountable noun, much. Countable noun, many. Similarly, you may ask, so what is difference between more or less or fewer? Okay, more is used for countable nouns in comparison, like more of the children opt computer science in class 11 as compared to earlier. Less is for quantity, less of sugar is used in preparing a cup of tea. Yes, less of, rice is produced in other states other than Bihar. Then you come to fewer. Fewer is a comparative degree of few, which is used in the sense of countable number. Like fewer of the boys prefer to go abroad these days because they prefer that India is having the best facilities. Fewer girls, dislike going to school these days than earlier. Few of the forests in India are now still alive. Fewer of the tigers can be found in Indian wildlife. So these few is of course the countable, and fewer is the comparative degree. Like fewer fewer employments are available for young boys these days than earlier. So comparative is there. How many eggs do you need today in one day? How many boys are in your class? This is countable number. How much milk do you need for preparing a cup of tea? So that is quantity. So in the similar way, we can say more is also used in both the cases, like in countable as well as uncountable. Like I do more of the work at home. Most of the children attend more of the lessons. Here it is countable, more of the lessons at home because the online classes are there. Similarly, fewer is also used for countable number in comparison. Like fewer students succeeded in the passing the exam than last year. We have fewer computers this year as compared to last year. Then we come to each and every. Each refers to actually two or more and items, and every means all. Every of the students came to the class. Everyone wanted to pass the exam. Each of the two boys has a book in his hand. Each student in my class was present. Every person in this world is having certain responsibility. So this is the way we classify the use of the determiners, and today we will conclude up to that. Remaining determiners will be discussed in the next video. Thank you. This is Mr. Eddy Singh on the channel Easy English by Eddy Singh. Thanks a lot.